It's nothing but melted buildings. They will tell you some ooga booga caveman came here to carve this or something. Do you think people with donkeys and chisels got some bricks all the way up there? Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. So, as we usually do, we'll look into evidence of some electric cataclysm of the past. And I got some photos for you, so we're gonna analyze them and see what we see and generate some thoughts, etc. Well, all the good stuff. So, what is a structure and what is nature? That is the big questions that we gotta ask ourselves in this realm when we're out exploring, out hiking, whatever you might do. And if you go out and you come across something like this, your first instinct will likely be super old. You'll likely think erosion, like wind erosion, rain erosion, whatever. But what if there is a completely different explanation of these formations? What if there's something that actually makes way more sense, but we were never taught these kind of things in school, mainstream education systems, and so forth, for a reason? Maybe the controllers of this realm is trying to hide something from you, from me, from your family, your friends, and basically everyone. So what I see when I see stuff like this, I see it's a melted structure that has pockets of survival, is what we call them. And the pockets of survival in this case are these, because you can clearly see that someone put this here. This is not a work of nature. But the question is, why would you stack bricks on the side of that? And to me it also looks like there is some sort of opening here, and you can see how straight and flat this side is right here as well. So I see these bricks that got electrocuted, and they got so hot that the state of matter changed. So the appearance of these red bricks changed and turned into that. So you can see they're not red brick anymore, and I am very convinced that majority of these structures used to be red brick. The reason for that is, I believe, the old world bricks, not the same as the bricks we make today. I believe they used to conduct and or store electricity, so they were conductive. I also believe these structures acted similar to components on a circuit board. That's what they look like, and if you go back in my videos, you'll see a pattern. You'll see similarities of different stages of melt, and yeah, all that good stuff. So yeah, this is a melted structure with pockets here. You can see pancaked brick lines and viscous holes here. So bubbling hot in this area, air trying to separate. You can see these might have been rows of apertures, windows and stuff, but of course the building melted and got viscous, and it sunk down on itself, and these apertures, they collapsed. I do not believe plate tectonics can do this, and that's what they tell us. There's more here, and up here, I don't know if that's supposed to be half an archway or something, or a whole archway. Can't really tell, but it might be an archway up here. Don't know, but I think humanity is under mass hypnosis and psychosis, because they've been so deeply lied to that nobody basically knows where the hell we are, what's going on. They don't know anything about their ancestors or history. You know, it's all been written over and hidden for a reason, and I think that reason is pretty simple. I think it is to create these invisible chains that's around your mind to keep us in an invisible slavery. That's what I think it is. I think that's the reason. It's a spiritual warfare. So here you see another one, and you can see here all this red brick. But when you go up here, you can see they transitioned and got morphed and changed into that. So this is what majority of people in this civilization would call like rocks, and they, you know, turn them into blocks by knocking with chisels and whatever nonsense, you know. I don't think that's what happened here. So you can see here there is still bricks here behind this tree and here. So why would you build like this? And here you can still see a little bit more red in them. So you can see the red bricks over here to the left, and over here you see those blocks still have a little red color in them. Here they look more charred. And here there is an exterior concrete finish on top of the bricks. And over here it's mostly just red brick, and you can see the exterior concrete finish over here where it's mostly red brick. A lot more managed to stick onto it still. And here you got red bricks, you got a lot of exterior concrete finish. But over here where it's more cooked out, all that concrete finish is gone now. So that's the transition. It looks like some kind of huge metal beam or something that's just broken off. There's a huge metal rod coming out here that's bent a little bit. And to bend stuff like this, you can see how thick it looks. To bend stuff like that requires a big force. I don't know why it's just snapped off here, but I imagine it might have something to do with huge amount of electricity. You know, metal is very conductive, and that got it hot, so it bent and possibly just snapped off because of the heat. And here you can see the one on this side looks like it goes down at about a 45-degree angle here, and this one is even shorter, which means more difficult to melt. To bend. So I just noticed those metal rods. It's all in the details. More red brick and exterior concrete finish over here. Archway down here turned into huge blocks at the bottom. So that's why I like the Yandex search engine, because usually you can find very high resolution photos and zoom in a lot. So here is just some more transition building. You can see here that looks like some kind of wooden beam or something that sticks out. Someone of course might have come here and put that in there in this hole. I don't know if that's supposed to be original or not. Wood has a very high resistance for electricity. That's why we see very often we can still see some wood features in these things, while the bricks are completely mangled. So, but you can see here obviously it's brick, and you can see the mortar here, but the bricks in the between the mortar is disintegrated. It's gone now. So that's a clue right there. And of course when you go to the right you see this transitioned into that. And here in the back you got the whole huge ass wall transition as well into what they call rocks in so-called geology. And you got these metal things here. I don't know if the current civilization came in here to drill this in to like hold it up. This is like they use this to secure, you know, supposed mountains from collapsing and stuff near roads, etc. So or if it's something original, I cannot tell. I think actually they might be original. I don't see why. Oh, look here. Bam. Do you see the red brick? Yep. So why would you build like this? The right side completely mangled. Thoroughly cooked out. Some breakdown here in this archway as well. So just ruins. I mean, and this is, you know, just in the middle of nowhere. And there's this huge structure in there. And, you know, people don't think properly about this kind of stuff. So here another one. And you can see it has this arch roof structure here. Here's another H-beam. So these people who built this, I mean, so if this was built 10,000 years ago or something by primitive cavemen and they didn't know anything about building, so they just found random rocks around the area and put this stuff together. Why do they have H-beams here? That's clearly manufactured. Okay, you can't just make an H-beam as a primitive caveman thousands of years ago. So got that. Here's another one. And then when you go down here, you find these little guys. Okay. So what does that mean? There's a ton of bricks down here, but here it looks like that. So they had access to the bricks. So why do they do this? I mean, look at it. Doesn't look very nice, does it? And sometimes people like to say, oh well, it was different civilizations. So say it was 10 different civilizations here in the past, and the further back you go, the older it was, etc. But I mean, this is the bottom section here, and they had bricks. That means the first civilization here was more advanced than the guys that came after and did this, because this is clearly pretty shitty here. So, you know, a lot of the times that explanation doesn't make sense, but like I used to say, the controllers of the narrative, the lying bastards, they need to come up with a bunch of nonsense to explain this stuff away, to make you think about other stuff and not actually question what you're looking at here. That's what they're doing. So here, another one, completely transition into that, and you can see there is adult trees on top of it. So, you know, how old is this? I don't know. How long does it take for a tree to grow like this size? I don't know. We're told you can just count the rings to tell the age of a tree. Is that true? I don't know. I'm turning 30 in June, so I have no tree that I've followed my whole life that I know the age of, that I can cut down and count and see if it's accurate. I don't know. I know there's a lot of lies out there. How long does it take for a tree to grow? Are the trees 50 years old? Are they 200? Are they 400? Are they sometimes 1,000 years? Don't know, but you can see there's a structure here, but nature have taken over it on top. So that gives a timeline. Me personally, I believe what we call nature, all that stuff up here, is not that old. Because I don't think these trees are very old, because they look pretty tiny compared to some of the trees that might have existed in the past and stuff. I think this cataclysm possibly happened a couple of 100 years ago. I think it's actually pretty recent. And yeah, that's what makes sense to me at this point. So here, I think this is also a cooked out structure. This one almost turn into brick ash, which is this. This is what majority of people call dirt or mud. I believe it's brick ash. Disintegrated bricks, thoroughly cooked out, turn into that. Still has lots of nutrition for plants though. But you can see the brick lines is the clue here, okay? And they will say sedimentary layers. I will say sedimentary bullshit. Obviously a structure, obviously made by people. So what's this? This is supposed to be a mountain, right? But these layers in here, these lines, I mean, pancaked brick lines, compressed brick lines, melt. And here you see the bricks on top, and then you see that. This is supposed to be built like this. And then you have this huge swelling expansion, heat expansion stuff down there. Collapsed a little bit. Remains of the old wall here. This one is pretty cool. Got this huge archway here. Inside here you got a bunch of rocked up bricks, blocked up bricks right here. So remember the first photos I showed of the transition bricks. This is the same level of damage basically, and also down here. So down at the bottom, usually during this event, it looks like most of the heat or electricity came from the bottom. So you see different levels of transition. The further down you go, you usually see more damage, and that's what I think we have here as well. You got more grain growth. You got bricks melting, becoming viscous, joining together, becoming bigger blocks possibly. Stuff like that. Look here, it's just churning. Right there. And just a bunch of ruins. Look at it. This structure went through something that they never told you about. But I'm telling you right now to think a little bit differently, think outside the box. Try to challenge what you have believed your whole life, because that's how you find the truth. And I can guarantee you that there's more than one thing that was written in the school systems that was purposefully put there as a lie. So whoever wrote the school system are like, okay, I'm gonna tell them it's that when it's actually something else. So how many things that we are told are true and how many are a lie? So here you can see lots of red color left. But what you gotta look at here is the texture. Looks pretty melted. The color, of course. And look here. And the lines. The pancaked compressed brick lines that you got. And now it appears as a supposed naturally generated formation, which I think not. And there is some pictures coming up where it's very difficult to understand how plate tectonics can choose to do these things. So here is another thing, and you got this aperture which they came and they sealed it up. They made a little hole here to put a little thing right there saying, oh, bats live in here, and that's all they need to do, and then you don't question it. So what is it actually? How deep does it go? What's in there? Why don't they want people in there? Okay. Oh, it's an old mine and it's dangerous. Okay, I mean, if I choose to go there, I, as a human, should be able to analyze and see, okay, this might be dangerous. But if I do it, I go in there, and if I die, isn't that my problem? Yes, it is. Why can't I choose to explore this earth the way I want, knowing it's dangerous, knowing that I can die, but it's my choice and I died, so what? I chose it, right? But you can't. Many of these places, because there is something in there that might not want you to see. Straight walls, cooked out. And here, so is this nature or a structure? That's melted, of course. So you see the lines collapse down on itself, pancaked, compressed, bricks. And then you see it has an opening through it, and you can see here how straight it is, straight up here, 90 degree, over and in and through. So did a caveman come here 15,000 years ago and started to carve in here, small little tunnel, so he can go in here and through instead of just going around here? Because you can see this formation and this formation is separated. There's light coming in, so you can just go like that. So remains of structure, structure, structure. I think I got 2 photos of this place. Obviously a structure. You can see they are trying to connect here. You can see little hole here, little hole here, little hole here, little hole here. You can see a square hole here, or something here, something here. I think I got a better quality photo, but you can see pretty straight, 90 degree angles, melted, compressed, transformed, altered states of matter, and just look at that. So it's part of the same structure, one still easily recognizable, one very melted. Same structure. Here it is. So you can see those here, square, 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 square. That's not natural. So there's faint evidence here that someone did something here, you know. And I talked about before the square holes in melted formations like this. I believe there could have been slots for wooden beams to hold up different floors and stuff. And here you got a little bit of brick. It's just chilling there. So it goes up, completely melted. But again, look here. Very cool photo. So, nature or structure? Melted structure. What's this? See, straight, 90 degree, straight side here, very straight. So how can tectonic plates or plate tectonics, whatever, generate this formation, and then a caveman came and like, oh, I'm gonna carve this into here that you can't even use for anything. Pretty nice little structure right there. He even took time to make some details. A dumb caveman, thousands of years ago. Nice structure, guys. Look at it. Here you can see more altered states of matter. You can see this brick wall going into fusing with the melt, which is this. Then there's more structure here, brickwork I mean, going up here, more stuff on the top, some kind of archway was likely possibly there, but it filled in with melt. It's weird as shit. Look how flat it is. You can see some kind of 90-degree little square attempt right there. Down here, a door, another opening, more of these holes, square holes, one down here, transformed, altered states of matter, cataclysmic event doing this to the structure. Look at it. Of course there's a whole lot more in the back. As you can see here, huge swelling going on. See how flat it is. And then this. Just look at the wholeness of this photograph and see, do you think it was built like that, or do you think something happened to it? And don't tell me this is erosion, guys. Don't tell me this is erosion, because it's not, okay? It's just not. Another melted formation, compressed brick lines. These at an angle here. Weird cataclysm. That's all I have to say about that. Compressed on itself. Again, plate tectonics creating this. Don't make sense. Erosion. I'd say the top part would be more exposed to erosion and be smaller than the bottom part. I don't think rain and wind would just cut in lines here and do this, and then here at an angle, like, okay, we gotta do this here, and you know, I think this whole erosion thing is just some bullshit deception to distract you from the melt. That's all I think. It's pretty simple. Nature or structure? Got an opening here, you got this stuff going on here, more of these weird holes on here, here, here. Obviously a structure here, archway going through, more brickwork here, and then to get up here we had to come and put stairs here. I don't know if there's melted stairs under here, can't really tell, but we had to do that so you can get up here and maybe go up in the back behind here, who knows. Yeah, melted chunk. So how do plate tectonics do this? Are these melted bricks? Look, brick lines melted. They're red even. They're even red here. Here at an angle, started to tip over a little bit. Then this stuff turned into a huge chunk at the top. And again, wouldn't erosion start eating the top first? The rain comes from the top, right? Compressed brick lines, anyone? Pretty much perfectly horizontal. So again, if this was plate tectonics pushing all this stuff up, wouldn't they be like more warped and like more random and stuff instead of that? So yeah, huge chunk here. Melted red brick is what I call them. This one is crazy. So you can see this straight split here, pretty much straight. And you got this, all this melted red brick, and then this huge thing on the top with a little tree. That's cute, actually. So how do you generate a formation like that naturally? Oh yeah, are you gonna mention fucking, what are they called? You know, in the Ice Age, this glaciers, yeah. Okay, yeah, so you're gonna tell me a little bit of ice and a little bit of water did this stuff and cut it in here straight like that. Yeah, okay. And here, this one is kind of cool because up here, can't really tell what to make of it, but you got this little thing here. Looks like a rubber mallet shape. And then here you have a metal rod coming up, and we've seen those. Mark down in Alabama, we went exploring, we saw a couple of these. I mean, plenty of these, and I've seen them around wherever I went, you know, in the past. Go back on my channel, you can see some boots on the ground explorations. There's lots of these metal rods in the middle of nowhere, just sticking out like randomly and stuff. It's pretty cool. And then down here you got these square holes again, and here, I mean, red brick. And in the back, one in glorious condition of this, from the same people, from the same time. Suddenly this is here, and this one turned into that. So sometimes this cataclysm and electricity are very selective. Here another formation, very melted, brick lines compressed, and then I just saw this square shape in here. Don't know what it is, don't know what it means, but I don't think nature did it. So you got the bricks here, weird melt, tipping over a little bit. And here, this one is cool, because here again, how is this erosion? Because here we got a lot, and then less, and then a lot. So we just had erosion here in the middle. So this looks like a red brick column or something, obviously mangled. Here, huge swelling expansion. Grain growth is the scientific term for it. Grain growth. Look it up. More brick lines, and here you can see the brick lines compressing down on itself and getting squeezed out, and you can see kind of the layers and how it's just melting out and sliding and doing all this weird stuff. So you got this, some sort of tower, and what's funny is these melt climbers will climb anything, so they're gonna climb this melt. I respect that. They call them rock climbers, but they're not really climbing rocks, they're climbing melted structures. Very weird structure to generate by plate tectonics, I would say. Brick lines, melts, and of course opening there. And this one, I believe Shepu shared this one. Make sure to check out the links in the description called linktree/meltology channels. Check out all the other meltheads providing content to explain this stuff to you so you can get educated. So this one wanted to transition into what we call Tetris blocks, and there's videos on that in the past as well. But this is what it looks like. And yeah, you see it goes, I mean, you see the red brick went from that to this, from this to that, from that to this, to that, all this. There's another brick in here, a brick in here. Obviously, it's red brick transforming from some kind of cataclysmic event. Why the hell would you build like this? You wouldn't. Here's another one from Chapu on Facebook. Top down view. You can see a gravel road here. Turn around place here. SUV right there. But look at the grid pattern. You see all these huge straight lines and cuts. So this cataclysm and this realm was conforming to some kind of grid, and that's how this meltdown happened. Look, it's perfect, huge, perfect blocks here. Look how straight it is. This one is just half. Look at the lines. Perfect, huge, huge, huge blocks. I mean, look, this is a car here. So compare this car, this SUV, with the rest of this stuff. You can see lines here going like that, like that. And you know the saying, there's no straight lines in nature. So what is all of this? This is amazing, by the way, Chapu, if you share this. I've never seen anything like this before. Very, very cool. Look at this. There's a piece that broke off. Look, it's perfect. 90, straight, 90, straight. Straight, 90, straight. Straight, 90, straight. All of this. Very cool. Look here. Very, very cool. Thank you, Chapu. And here, another one from Chapu. I mean, his group is on Facebook, and I scroll and I see all the stuff that's posted. So I grab a few photos here and there. So this one, red brick here. Here, the red brick transitioned, turned into bigger blocks, and it looks like the red color like got squeezed out, like it got withdrawn from the bricks and went into the mortar instead. Okay, so that's the weirdness of this cataclysm, the shit that I can't like. Someone's honking outside. Shut up. That's the weirdness of this cataclysm, because some of this shit, I don't know how to fucking explain it, but that's, I mean, look at it. The red, I mean, it's red brick, obviously, it's red brick, right? But you have them cooking out, this is electricity doing this, separating the, you know, depending on the flow of electricity. So some of the bricks are bricks, some got transitioned. I went through that before, but the red color just goes into the mortar here, you know. It's wild. Hopefully that honking isn't bothering you guys. Sorry about that. Got some blocks in here and some weirdness and ruins, but look at it, that's crazy. And here, just some guys, you know, they're just like, okay, go to this area here, do some landscaping, cut down, gonna clean up this place, because they're probably gonna... Jesus fucking Christ. This honking outside is like really annoying. Sorry. I'm not really mad, but it's like I'm trying to record here, okay? Just call your friend, get them the fuck out to your car or something. I don't get that easily mad. I'm not mad at him, but yeah, I don't want to pause and start over and stuff like that. He's still fucking honking. Okay, I'm gonna ignore him for now. So these guys are like, okay, go over there, do some landscaping and stuff. So they're cutting down all this vegetation, bushes and small trees and shit. And they find this. And we're back. Okay, so somebody knocked on my window. And I opened up out there, and then some Hispanic lady is like carrying like a baby in like those things you carry babies in. I'm like, hey, is this where the baby belongs? Whatever. So I think it's like some babysitters or whatever. I don't know. I don't think it's for this house because the upstairs people have their kids up there. I don't know. They don't even know where to put the baby. I don't know. This place is weird as shit. Okay, so yeah, they're going here doing landscaping and they find old ruins, and you can see the brick wall here, and then you see this brick wall looking like that, and another one here cooked out, and more here, brick, and then you see the shape here, it's like round, more stuff over here. So almost no matter where you go and you start doing landscaping and digging down and stuff, you'll find ruins. Very, very melted, thoroughly cooked out, turn into one chunk here, turn into big blocks up here. It's this stuff. And then here you can see bricks popcorning out. I mean, why would you carve a hole and then put these rocks here? Why would you carve this opening? And how do you get these big blocks up here? How do you fit them in here? How do you lift them up thousands of years ago, supposedly? So yeah, it's all melted structures, guys. It's pretty simple. And of course, to accept these kind of things, it's a whole process. I mean, first of all, you gotta be willing to challenge what you have believed for however many years you believed something. And to do that, I mean, that can be difficult, it can be painful, and your response, especially with the globe, what I see now, if I mention how the globe is fake, their response is cruel. I did a comment on some post that had nothing to do with a flat stationary realm, right? It was a guy that was balancing like rocks. He had a stick at like a 45 degree angle, and then a huge rock wedged into the top of it, and then some smaller, I mean, he did some crazy stuff. And I just said, the earth is flat and stationary, there's no movement here. And now there's hundreds of comments on there, and they go to my Instagram page, they send me DMs, and they go as far as commenting my appearance, how I look because I tried to take their little precious ball away. It's crazy, but I mean, I'm not affected by it because I've been doing this shit for a couple of years and stuff. I mean, it doesn't get to me, but just what bothers me is human behavior and human response when some of the belief systems that they love so much are being questioned or challenged, that they can become so cruel and act like demons like that so quickly. They can just turn and say the most cruel things. I mean, the comments it's hundreds and hundreds of comments. They're crazy. And of course there is a ton of people supporting me, like yeah, and it got like 1,000 likes and stuff. So you know, there's a lot of us as well, but yeah, globeheads are pretty cruel when their atheistic belief systems are being challenged. It's kind of fascinating and scary. So here this shows the scale of this building sometimes. So you can obviously see it's a whole structure here. And down here we have the swelling, heat expansion, grain growth effect. You can still see brick lines and stuff in here. Here it looks like you have an archway that's still there. So the wall here, expansion at the bottom, then it goes up, and here it's just a natural generated formation, or is it a structure? So the whole thing, and this is the flood waters, which, you know, hundreds of cultures speak of. The flood. It's recorded. It's been spoken of by so many people in history books and religious books, and yeah, it's a thing. The flood is a thing, but it's tied to this meltdown cataclysm. Okay, they go hand in hand, I think. As some kind of fail-safe mechanism to preserve whatever they could, maybe, or maybe it was just all the buildings with all the plumbing failing and blowing up, and we got water filling up everywhere, and then minerals from a lot of these different materials and melt, just turn it into salt water and stuff. I have no idea, guys. I have a lot of questions, just like you have. I don't have all the answers. All I know is it happened, okay? This whole realm got cataclysmed not that long ago, and we live in a post-apocalyptic realm. And the parasites that control this hellhole don't want us to know about it, okay? We gotta figure out all this shit on our own. So, you know, I got theories and I got, you know, thoughts and different things, but I'm full of questions myself. Just more melt. This one is cool. Shown this in the past, but you see huge buildings here. I mean, it's one thing that you have openings in here, and you can say, "Oh, caveman card and whatnot," but ignore that for a little bit. Just look at the whole thing here. I mean, tell me that doesn't look like a building. And it has openings like a building. Look at it. The whole thing. Look at the wholeness of it. Just not the openings. Look. The shape. The appearance of the whole thing. Yeah, exactly. More apertures here, and this one collapsed down, turn into dust. Then you have this huge thing, whatever that is. More apertures. Stuff down here. And yeah, so a couple more. This one looks like rooftops, tiny rooftops in some kind of row house or whatever it used to be, and it looks like it tipped over because it's on an angle now. Pretty cool. And here, flood waters. And an archway and another hole right there. So transition bricks into this mess. Huge rocks and all this. It's very messy and thoroughly messed up and cooked out here. But yeah, just remains of structures in the water, in the flood water. That's not supposed to be this much water here, I think. And then you have a loving mother and her child. A loving mother and her child. A loving mother and a child. A loving mother and her child. Look at the eyes of this thing. Humans are not the same as other species. Humans are pretty fucked. But we try to unfuck ourselves. And the only way to do that is realizing how fucked we are. More remains by the coast. Archways down here. Remains. Melted. Brick lines. Transition into that. What is it? What is this supposed to be? And why would a caveman come and carve here in the water? So yeah, it's melted structures that's floated over. And here, so this is some kind of street full of modern civilization right here. They all walk here to do their shopping and getting their restaurant food or going to work, whatever the hell they're doing. But then this is here, you know, it's just like cooked out Cataclysm buildings, just right here where everybody hangs out and walks. And look at this beautiful water fountain thing, by the way. It's beautiful. Look at the modern one, they look like dog shit compared to this. But yeah, it's cooked out. It's obviously a red brick transition into that. Nature or a melted building. I mean, there's brickwork in here. Here's cooked into one chunk, apertures, this thing. Yeah, huge melted structures, guys. I don't think it was carved or chiseled at all. I don't think so. History is upside down, so they tell us the further back we go, the dumber we were. But I think it's the opposite. The further back you go, the smarter they were. And the further forward we go, look at us now. We're pretty fucking dumb, guys. We're pretty fucking dumb. Look at society, look what we're doing. Are we intelligent because we got a supercomputer in our pockets? That's spying on us, tracking us, stealing our information. That's all we have. Oh yeah, we got electric vehicles that catch on fire every other day, every second day, 2 times a week or something. That also can be remotely disabled, by the way, in case somebody suddenly says, oh no, there's a new crisis, you gotta stay home, stay in your area, don't leave. I'm gonna shut his fucking car off because he's trying to leave. Yeah, don't buy electric, guys. You don't want a fucking car that's powered by dildo fuel, guys. You don't want it. Here this is cool. This is some stuff Shapu shared. Again, Shapu. Thanks. It's in Slovakia, and there is more people sharing this. James is sharing this. Mark just made a TikTok on it, explaining the same stuff that I do. The remains pockets of survival and the transitioning, because you don't build like this. This arch here, attempted arch, completely useless. And why do you put all those bricks on the side of rock? Supposed rock. Yeah. So it's all, something happened to these buildings, guys. More melt. Hold on, I can't zoom on this one. Okay, I can't zoom, sorry, I don't know why. But you can see here all these features. You can see this is rounded here. This one is rounded, half round. So why would a caveman go through all that effort to make it look nice? And then again, you have these melted openings here. This one is very melted. This one still remains as a square, but I always have people saying, well, the opening is completely square, so obviously it was carved. Look at this one. It's messed up. This one is pretty messed up. This one is very messed up. Okay, they're not always perfect. And look here. You see how smooth the surface is here? Look at the bottom. Look, it's missing. Look, it's melting here. Starting to melt at the bottom here. Look at the texture and the wholeness of this thing. GPS, ground positioning system. System based on triangulation, a method of determining the relative position of an object using the geometry of triangles. Here's how it works in the graphical view. So you have your spying tracking device in your pocket and you are located here. They are using 3 antennas, and they triangulate the distance, and then they can know where the hell you are. As you can see, it does not need satellites to work. It is a ground-based system. GPS, ground positioning system. There's no fucking satellites, guys, because there's no outer space. Okay? Yeah? You understand how things work in this realm, this stationary realm? Do you understand how deep the lies go? So this guy posted on Facebook, David Foster. Funny how math is touted as the proof to curvature until that math is exceeded by tenfold. Then suddenly the math isn't important. At 3,000 feet observation height, the physical horizon must be no further than 70 miles in distance. Yet here we see the horizon at a distance greater than 700 miles. Okay, so you can see mountaintops from 3,000 feet. You can see stuff for over 700 miles away that you're not supposed to be able to if the Earth is a globe. We see too far, okay? We see way too far. 10 times as long here. 10 times longer or further than what you're supposed to, according to the curvature math they give us. By the way, guys, I didn't wake up one day and think to myself, oh, I'm going to start speaking on something extremely controversial that goes against the norm, lose all my friends, and be thought of as crazy. Absolutely not. I experienced multiple events that fundamentally transformed my perception. I came across something, I discovered something, I realized something, I accepted something, I knew something, I learned something. So sharing these kind of things is actually an act of love. It's not called fear or paranoia. It is because we care, and it is because we know. And it is because we know the only way out of this hellhole is educating the majority of people. Because how can we get rid of these parasites if nobody knows they're there? How can we change the world if everybody thinks it's perfect when it's actually fucked? So that's all from me today, guys. If you came this far, that means you enjoyed it really much, or you hated it a lot. So give a like or thumbs down if you prefer. Just give a little reaction there. Subscribe if you want more of my stuff, if you like it, or if you hate it, so you can fucking laugh at me, whatever. Hit the subscribe and bell so you can get notifications when I upload. Should be every 2 days, sometimes 3 days, unless some crazy shit happens and I can't. But every 2 days. The next one will be which day it is today? Which day we have it? Wednesday. So next one should be on Wednesday unless some crazy shit happens. Leave a comment, let me know that you like the evidence or something, or say how stupid I am, whatever. And have a good rest of your day or night. And thank you everybody for hanging out. Thank you for your support, and take care and stay healthy and stay kind and be well, and I'll see you on Wednesday, hopefully, unless some crazy shit happens. Okay, bye.